When you think about breakfast, in most of the cases, you think about the first meal of the day. And this definition is mainly accepted. Other people are thinking that the breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it gives you the calorie and energy to go and work and do everything that you want. In my opinion, for the kids, if you give them a strong breakfast, it's a sure way that they will have the energy to break the nerves of the parents. But my parents was not so brave. So in the past, when we start a day, the traditional Bulgarian breakfast for small kids was the popara. So what is popara? There is a bread that left for the yesterday. You cannot eat it today because it's not so fresh. You have to do something. You cut it in small pieces. You add white cheese. If it is Bulgarian white cheese, it will be better. Otherwise, you can use other country white cheese. You put some butter. And because it's breakfast, it should be a little sweet. You add sugar. You put hot water and you wait. After it's cold enough to be able for the kid to eat it. It's strong enough and you can survive till the dinner. So this was my traditional breakfast. And even I don't like so much popara. Sometimes when I need to go back to my childhood, I prepare the popara and 1 spoon and I'm there again, a small kid. Now, when I have kids at home, I don't have any time to do any popara. I have to prepare something very quickly. So I take the bowl, I take the cereals, cold milk from the fridge directly, and they eat. It's very fast. It gives the same kind of energy, maybe not till the dinner, but it's fast and it's okay. When you travel and you go, you can see that a lot of small kids have this kind of breakfast nowadays. It's easy, you can find it everywhere. On the back, on the box, you have the cartoons, you have small toys inside, and they can find easily a topic to connect to each other because they share the same kind of breakfast. What happened when time for lunch came? If you are of those people who wants to have a healthy breakfast, lunch, maybe you think about a salad. And the most global salad you can find everywhere is the Caesar salad. Preparing for that talk, I find out that it's not American salad, it's not even a British salad. The origin came from Mexico. The problem with the Caesar salad is that it may look like that, but in any country there is a different kind of Caesar salad. So you think that you order the Caesar salad that you like, but you receive something completely different. There is a Bulgarian Caesar salad, Polish Caesar salad, Greek Caesar salad, and all the other stuff. If you are brave enough and you travel and you came to Bulgaria or the Balkans, you may be brave enough to try kebabchi, as I was brave enough to try the zapekanki. But in most of the cases, people are afraid of new things. They prefer the things that they know, even they don't have the same taste. And when we travel, in most of the cases, we end with a sandwich. Whatever the brand of the sandwich, it looks like that. You know what it is, it's not healthy, but it's safe. You don't have to put your taste in a danger. What happened with things? I repeated a lot of times that I have to say dziękuję because you listen all this talk about food till the moment. But in most of the cases, I use the short version, the French one this time, merci, and I go on. What makes a difference to say thank you, merci, or dziękuję when you are in Poland? A big difference, and very small percentage of people make this small effort to use your words to say at least thank you. And maybe you think that, okay, the food is everywhere the same. But what happened? The last poster, which I saw before I go to the plane to came here, was about Solo, a story of Star Wars story. The first poster I saw after I exit the airport in Krakow was Solo, a Star Wars story. The same movie, the same poster, only small difference in some letters below, because the title is only in English. Think about all the people all over the world watching Harry Potter movies, Winnie the Pooh movies, looking completely the same for every single kid, with the same breakfast, the same salad, the same movie. And if movie is not enough, think about the music. If you are brave enough not to watch the Eurovision Song competition, maybe the only time that you listen another kind of music from Bulgaria, from Macedonia, from Romania, from Albania, from Uganda, it's occasionally if the YouTube make a completely different mix for you. In most of the cases, you listen to classic bands and your local bands, but nothing else. So we don't know anything about anything else. And in that moment, don't blame on me, I'm just human, as the song say. When was the last time when you read a book which is not from Polish author, not from American or the British one? Or maybe I have to change my question. Which is the one book that you have read for a Bulgarian author? Silence. It will be for me the same if you ask me what was the last book that I read from a Polish author. In most of the cases, I go for the bestsellers, the American ones, maybe because I have a good friend from Bulgaria who is just published a great book and I read it, but that's all. And the exception here is Paulo Coelho. It's not American, but most of the people read his book. And maybe if we go back to the storytelling, you think that I'm building and I will go to so many directions. So that's the moment. What's wrong with that? And if we go to Switzerland with the best chocolate, we can find out that in 2015, according to the World Economic Forum, creativity was one of the 10 skills that you need to success in the future. 5 years later, creativity is fast-moving. It's one of the top 3 qualities that you need to succeed. I don't know when Davos will publish the next report about future of jobs, but with the speed that creativity is moving up, I can just guess that in 2025 it will be again on the top 3. Maybe, just maybe, I'm not in position to give advice to the World Economic Forum, but I think that it will be one of the top. So, what is creativity? Of course, when we are on the beach, creativity is much better than at work. But I go back to the definition, and the definition of creativity given by one and only Sir Ken Robinson is that creativity is a process of having original idea that have value. You have to be able to do something with those ideas, because otherwise they're just nothing. But the problem is that with my try to describe what creativity is, I come to another word that is not so clear. What is idea? I know that TED is a conference about idea word spreading, but what is the idea? So I go back, check the definitions, and I find a very useful one. An idea is nothing more nor less than a new combination of old elements. And here comes the problem. If we all collect the same kind of elements, reading the same books, watching the same movie, having the same breakfast, eating the same Caesar salad. How can we come with an original combination? Because if everybody has the same elements, whatever this person is the smartest in the room, there is a limited number of combinations that we can do. And at the end, we all do the same combination, and they are not smart enough. We need new ones. And of course, going back to TED.com, one of the most viewed TED Talks, give us an answer how schools kill creativity. But I think that it's not only schools, because we don't spend all our time at school. And I think that we cannot blame only schools for that. Of course, we have to reform our schools. We have to make them a more creative space, but we have another job to do too for creativity. What about the rest? What about the movies? What about the music? What about the books? What about the taste of zapekanka, kebabcie, or the cereals for the breakfast? What kind of elements do we collect when we go through life? If we all collect the same things, at the end, we'll have the same result. And I'm here to ask you, make a mission and start collecting different elements. That means that you have to try something new. You have to read a book that other people are not interested in that, which is not the bestseller for the moment, but it's a book that will give you a different set of elements, and you'll have a big more chance to create something else. And in my opinion, local elements make this difference, because the local is here, you knew it, you can find it. For me, it will be very difficult if you are not so polite to show it to me, because in 3 days I cannot see. I can see the traditional things, I can taste the beer, the wine, the music on the square, but that's all. The local elements make us different, and in combination with the global ones, we have a competitive advantage to other people who are not local from the place where are we local. And to come back to the movies again, maybe you remember the Ratatouille movie. Maybe you remember that everyone can cook. I've tried that. It's not so true, but I think that everyone can cook better than the last time. So I think that every one of us can be a better collector of old elements, and that increase our chances to have creative ideas that have value for the world. So try to collect elements, try to use that elements, and don't stop with the first idea you get it. In most of the cases, this is a good idea, but everyone will come with the same idea if they have the same education and the same elements. Try playing with your elements and find out what will work best for you. And at the end, if you don't mind, if you are brave enough and can trust me, try at least one in your life to have a Popara for breakfast. You'll be with me in my childhood, and I promise you we'll have a good time playing together as small kids with all elements. Thank you.